Welcome to Demon of the Week, and if you are new here, welcome. If you would like to leave a comment and just let me know if you enjoy this. So far people are enjoying it, so that's cool. Today we're going to look at the 68th spirit of the Goetia, Belial. Welcome to my channel. You are entering the world of magic and mysticism with your host, Lee W. Johnson. Keep the lights on and help improve the channel by becoming a supporter for just $2.99 per month. Hit the join button. Okay, Belial. This is a bit of a tricky one. There's a lot of information you can possibly find on the internet, especially from people who work with Belial. The difficulty comes in that a lot of it tends to be very much based in personal gnosis, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. Go for it. If you work with Belial, you're going to have a relationship with him that is very personal, and that is absolutely perfectly fine. The difficulty I find is that Belial, it originates from the Hebraic, and it really means, if we translate Belial, it's really a title or a term which means worthless, and it's usually considered to be made up of the two words beli, which is without, and ya'al, which is means to be of value. So basically translating to without value, so therefore worthless. So that's a direct translation of the name itself from the Hebrew, and that's where it originates. Trying to go into things like Babylonian, Assyrian, Sumerian, Mesopotamian, etc., we'll find names like Bel, Belus, and the Greek Beltis, but the actual word or the name Bel, that translates to Lord or Master, and if we actually then bring that over back to the Hebraic, then that would be Baal, which is not Belial. Some people will probably argue that they are connected. As I said, personal gnosis is absolutely perfectly fine. I have no problem with it. But I don't want to bring a lot of personal gnosis into these particular videos and examinations of these spirits. I obviously have my own personal gnosis with some of them, and I will say, from my own experience, that's my own personal gnosis. But this one specifically, there's a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different personal ideas about Belial. I have cherry-picked some of the stuff out, but I do advise you to go and research Belial yourself and just get down to a lot of it. So for this one, I've included obviously the Goetia, Esconnelly. Myrtle Wake has a few things which she found relating to Belial within other texts, and then I'm going to read something from the Goetia ritual. I have not included Johannamani here because it's just a whole ton of information, but do go onto Johannam's site, have a look for Belial within his writings, just to add to what we have here. Alright, so I'm going to get started. Dates January 30th to February 8th. Direction north or south. Tarot is Six of Swords. Planet is Sun. Metal gold. Element fire, or earth, it's in brackets. Color yellow. Plant mullein. Incense frankincense. Zodiac is 10 to 20 degrees Aquarius. Other correspondences: balm, cedar, vetiver, lemon, patchouli, and sandalwood. And the N is Lirak Tasa Vefa Welik Belial. For anybody who does practice demonology and has cast a demonic circle, will recognize that N, obviously. Okay, so the Goetia, he appeareth in the form of two beautiful angels sitting in a chariot of fire. He speak with a comely voice, and declareth that he fell first from among the worthier sort that were before Michael and other heavenly angels. His office is to distribute presentations and senatorships, etc., and to cause favour of friends and of foes. He giveth excellent familiars. Note well that this King Belial must have offerings, sacrifices, and gifts presented unto him by the Exorcist, or else he will not give true answers unto his demands. But then he tarrieth not 1 hour in the truth, unless he be constrained by divine power. Okay, so that's the Goetia. I actually wanted to. People have been asking what book I'm referring to when I'm doing these Demon of the Week videos, and I keep telling them, the book from S. Connolly and the book from Motorwake, etc. I realized you might be actually asking me about the book I keep looking at down here. So this is my own notebook, which is actually falling to pieces. So this is all of the 72 Goetia spirits in here, and as you can see, it literally is falling to pieces. I may need to do something about that soon. Okay, so just thought, I figured that's probably what people are asking me, so I thought I'd show you. Okay, carrying on. Connolly, in the Ducant hierarchy, Belial is the demonic force of Earth. In this aspect, he is the destructive Earth force, makes invoking this aspect apt for execrations and necromancy, not to mention business endeavors that require aggressive measures. As I said, if you are a practicing demonolator, especially following traditional demonolatry as outlined by Connolly, that's going to be one of the things you're going to know already. So the destructive earth force, apt for execrations and necromancy. I think in this relationship, specifically in regard to necromancy, we can probably extend that, if it's not already extended and not assumed, that we can extend that into ancestral work. Being the earth, going into the earth, going into the mountain and deep into the earth, into the underworld, where we find the ancestral realm. That's going to depend on your own tradition, though, and your own understanding of things. But just bear that in mind. Also in S. Connolly's Keys of Occult, it mentions invoked in the northern quadrant of the ritual chamber from the northeast in procession to the northwest, best suited for daytime invocations in regards to necromancy. And then the rest of the text, it's relating very much to ritual specifics, within doing necromantic work within the Keys of Occult texts. Okay, so Myrtle Wake, as I said, kind of found a lot of references to different texts. So I just want to, I've cherry picked some of this. Some of it was repetition, but let's just have a look. So in Johann Weir's Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum from 1577, it states, some say that the King Belial was created immediately after Lucifer, and therefore they think that he was father and seducer of them which fell, being of the orders. For he fell first among the worthier and wiser sort, which went before Michael and other heavenly angels. Certain nigromancers do say that Solomon, being on a certain day seduced by the craft of a certain woman, I'm assuming we are referring to the Queen of Sheba there, inclined himself to pray before the same idol, Belial by name, which is not credible. it could be credible. I mean, if we have a look back at the stories of Asmodeus or Asmodeus, then it could be quite credible. We do find in some texts and some relations pertaining to the story of King Solomon, is that the Queen of Sheba did seduce him, and he actually did start worshipping certain gods from the Mesopotamian Sidonians, I think, and such areas. So it is quite credible, if you ask me. It also goes on to state, goes on with the story of the Babylonians finding and smashing the brass vessel and releasing the demons. The Babylonians then going on to worship Belial. So obviously relating to the story of King Solomon, the execution of Solomon, who trapped all of these jinn or spirits, demons, in a brass vessel and then buried it. It's said that it's some state that it's buried in the ground. Some state that it's buried or was dropped into a lake. But the story goes on: the Babylonians found it, smashed the vessel, and then started worshipping Belial. In Dictionnaire Infernal by Colin de Plancy from 1863, it says demon worshipped by the Sidonians. Goes on to relate that what was written in Weah. So just kind of repeats what was written in Johann Weah, which we just read about. In the Superstition of Witchcraft by Howard Williams, written in 1865, it says that in the myth of Merlin, his father is Belial. Belial, the dissolutest spirit that fell, the sensualist, and after Asmodee, the fleshiest incubus. Right. Also, just a note, it is said that Beliar, with an R at the end, is the Greek for Belial. Some believe them to be the same, others that they are separate. And then in Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible by Karel van der Toorn, I think, and Peter Willem van der Horst in 1995, states that terms Satan, Devil, Belial, and Mastama are interchangeable and are all refer to evil spiritual ruler. By certain scholars, it is considered that Belial, from the Hebraic translating to worthless, is in reference to the devil or Satan, the adversary. Alright, now I'm going to actually read the whole thing from the Goetia ritual, because one thing I noted was, as I was taking these notes and going through all the different people's references, there's no mention of the sacred magic of Abramelin, and Belial's one of the kings in there. It is noted in the Goetia ritual though, so I just wanted to read, and there's also some mention of Paradise Lost and things like that. So let me just have a look at that and I'll read that to you because it was quite interesting. I think I'm going to have to change my eyes for this one. Hang on a sec. It's just the problem with getting old. Eyes deteriorating, so. Alright. Okay, as I said, just reading the whole thing here. Belial is the 68th demon. In Milton's Paradise Lost, Belial is described as follows. Belial came last, than whom a spirit more lewd, fell not from heaven, or more gross to love vice for itself. In courts and palaces he also reigns, and in luxurious cities, where the noise of riot ascends above the loftiest towers, and injury and outrage, and when night darkens the streets, then wander forth the sons of Belial. There's also a whole big thing about, it was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, I've forgotten the title, the battle between the sons of light and the sons of darkness or something like that. So Belial led the sons of darkness, etc. So as I said, there's a lot of information you can actually glean from actually go and do your own research on this, so I definitely encourage it. Milton's Belial has a sinister capacity for deceit. Whilst the demon presents with dignity composed and high exploit, all is false and hollow. Though his tongue dropped with mana and could make the worse appear, the better reason to perplex and dash maturest counsels, for his thoughts were low to vice industrious. Belial's sophistic capacity for Mephistophelian argument was not lost in the medieval play Processus Belial, where the human race is on trial, with Belial as the prosecutor representing hell. The devil claims possession of the sinful human race. However, Belial is successfully rebutted by the Virgin Mary. In the esoteric medieval grimoire, the Abramelin, Belial's sovereignty amongst demons is recognized by considering him as one of the 4 demon kings ruling over the infernal hosts, the other being Lucifer, Leviathan, Satan. Together with his compeers, Belial rules over the next in line in the infernal hierarchy, the 8 demon dukes, Astaroth, Asmodee, Orions, Araton, Magoth, Beelzebub, Paimon, and Maimon. Then he goes into the Goetia, so that's in reference to Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage. If you are interested in that, that's the big text that we use, that a lot of people have used to perform the ritual to gain knowledge and conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel, and then you gain dominion over the demons. But okay, then it goes into the Goetia. It's got something about this isn't specifically in the Goetia, well, not in the Mathers Crowley edition anyway. But it does say, seeking acknowledgement of his preeminence, Belial declares to any unwary invocant that before his fall from heaven he was a great seraphic lord, greater even than the archangel Michael. Such a declaration is a falsity, since the archangel Michael is one of four archangels, the others being Javier, Raphael, and Ariel, privileged to flank the throne of the divine, and the principal archangel who cast Belial, together with his leader Satan and his rebellious crew, into the eternal flames of hell. I have stated that this book is very, very much Christian worldview based. It goes on with some other stuff from the Goetia, just expanding a bit. He has the power to weave reality and gives the invocant control over themselves and their world. Belial can bring the invocant to the chasm of the night to enter its nethermost darkness, but return haggard and knowing peace rests nevermore. Although the demon is said to give excellent familiars, Belial is also an extremely deceitful spirit and will only tell the truth when compelled under the threat of divine names. Elsewhere, Dr. Rudd characterizes Belial as a demon who is an inventor of the wicked arts and of evil things, for all wickedness, malice, and deformity proceedeth from him. Okay, so that's really it. Goes a bit more on to the Goetia, repeating that again. Okay, so yeah, so that's from the Goetia ritual, and that I'm going to leave it there. As I said, go and explore this yourself. Belial is a very big figure in demonolatry, and a lot of other paths such as Satanism. So go and explore Belial yourself if you're interested, and speak to people who work personally with Belial, whose patron may be Belial. Find out their own personal views, because that's also very interesting to know. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to change my glasses again. There we go. Now I can see properly. Right. Have a good one, and I will see you next time. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.